cormorants, kingfishers, Canada geese, a whole host of fish, salmon, trout, tench roach, eels and lots of moose. Just coming up on the right hand side again is the Roman Catholic Cathedral, and to the right of the cathedral are two church spires sticking up above the building line. The one with no markings, i.e. the left one, that's St Albans, 1100 years old, and the other, St Mary's, which is the third tallest church spire in England, 220 foot tall. This boat's called Sabrina, or Sabrina was the old Roman name for the River Severn. Other names, Welsh Hafren, meaning boundary, and in fact the River Severn used to be the boundary between England and Wales. Other names, Penwern was Roman, Shrewsbury was Saxon, meaning fort in the scrubland region, and Shrewsbury, that's used extensively today, that was devised by the Normans. Other names over the years, Shrewsbury and Shrewsbury. On the right hand side there are some red looking buildings, and to the right of those buildings set back is a square tower, light brown in colour with a castellated roof. It was quite odd sat in between the last century housing. That's the watchtower. It was completed in the 14th century. It's where the guard force used to rest in between shifts on guarding the town walls. These days it's run by the National Trust. Who let you down all days of the year to look around. And those red looking buildings is the Shrewsbury Girls High School. And one well-known personality to come from there, Professor Mary Ann Beard, BBC expert in Pompeii. Well, we're just passing under Kingsland Bridge. Kingsland Bridge is the tallest bridge over the river here in Shrewsbury. The bridge was completed in 1881. Today it's a toll bridge. It costs you 20p to drive your car across, although these days it's free to walk across. It used to cost a penny, and it's sort of been given the nickname of the Penny Bridge. During the Second World War in 1940, somebody actually did fly their Spitfire aircraft underneath that bridge. His name was Flight Lieutenant Eric Locke, and he came locally from Bayston Hill. There's a road named after him these days in Bayston Hill because he was the most successful British-born RAF pilot during the Battle of Britain. The reason he flew his Spitfire underneath there was to impress his then future wife, though he did go on to marry, but unfortunately he was killed in action a couple of years later. And on the left hand side there is the Shrewsbury School boathouse. And at the end of the boathouse ramp here on the left hand side. There's a set of steps, a set of very worn steps. That's where you used to get onto a ferry that used to run left to right across the river here before the bridges were built. And that ferry used to run on a thick piece of cable that was attached to the ferry post that was on the right hand side there, that's there today. It's that big square wooden post with a large metal hook on it. And the reason for the cable was to stop the ferry being swept away by the natural river streamage on its way across. And they used to have to lower that cable to allow goods boats to go by. And on the left up the hill there you can see a large red building with a green tower. That's Shrewsbury School for Boys. They do let girls in there these days, from about 6th form age upwards. Anybody really who's got the £30,000 full board fees per year. Famous people have come from that school over the years: Willie Rushton, Michael Heseltine, Michael Palin, John Peel, Nick Owen, Richard Ingram. Charles Darwin, however, he did go to Shrewsbury School, but not when it was based there, and it was based where the library is today, across the road from the castle. You can see his statue in front of the library, with him sat in his armchair looking at the castle. Charles Darwin was born in 1809 and is now buried in Westminster Abbey. If we now move your attention over to the right hand side, you can see the Quarry Park, 29 acres. It's where we hold the flower show every second weekend in August. In fact, it's the longest running flower show in the world. Started life in 1857, where they only exhibited carnations and gooseberries. No idea how they come to choose those two.